Hey everyone, so this is my CSS project for this week. I decided to clone a Hulu web page because the website I coded earlier was kind of basic and I wanted a little more practice with CSS because I understand it's a big aspect of being a front-end developer. So I started with a navigation bar, had a couple one unordered list with the button aside of it. Then coming into the header element, we use different images, each specified into their own divs that will reuse again in the CSS with a couple of heading tags and a couple of buttons and some link tags. Subheader had a different color gradient, which I styled using CSS, showcases the different aspects of the Hulu web page and what the plans they have to offer. So a couple of link tags, heading tags, looks basic stuff. The covers, which is the div class covers, is just more for the images that I use to showcase the different components that Hulu has to offer. Has a couple of heading tags, but outside of the images, there's nothing much to it. Section.live shows the different images and explains kind of in detail what the plans are and what they have to offer. Heading tags into different divs and some legal text, which I could have used a paragraph or something else and styled it, but yep. Live sports section, which is also the same thing. It's more of the styles of this that made it complicated. So div class shows sports logos, just different images you'll see on the bottom left corner of the subheading later on. In the footer section, just use a bunch of unordered lists with links leading to nowhere, but it was all organized using CSS Flexbox and this modal part. I used a YouTube video for it. It's more of a JavaScript thing than a CSS or HTML. So Traversy Media helped me out with that a little bit. Let's get into the styles of this. So to style it, I imported a font, used the CSS reset right here. Came down to the body, which had pretty basic styles, font family, backgrounds, nothing crazy. Pseudo selectors, I reuse these later on, so I thought I'd put them up top here just to be more efficient. Styled the images, see you got the header, link tags, images, stuff like that. The button styles are right here. So there's a button and there's a button dark later on that I used. See it right here. So yep, background display. No CSS Flexbox or grid just yet. And also use the position aspect of CSS to organize my content more. Got some pseudo selector right here for the button. When the user hovers over it, set the color in the background color, the border color, excuse me. The button dark is just a darker background color for the first version. The links, I just took out the underlines and the blue highlight over the links that comes with every CSS, every HTML website. Here are the nav settings. Here's where you get your CSS Flexbox. We first see it in this, and I use the position with the Z index just to organize it a little more because I have more experience with the position than I do Flexbox or grid. Right here, we targeted using different elements. And here's the class, the login dash button, cursor pointer, background, nothing, border, none, color, stuff like that, basic CSS. The heading content, I use display flex with the flex direction as justify content for flex direction a column, flex start, and align the items on center and use a little margin top to space it away from the content above it. Header and the header text, basic styles. You see another pseudo selector here, which is after the user clicks on it, what goes on with this, and we use a different color gradient just to change it a little bit. Subheader, same basic things as the things above, but I use more grid in this than I did anything else. Still use the position when I could, just to help make it easier on me because I don't have that much experience with grid or Flexbox. Set the different images, and these are our styles, which is kind of like all similar, no repeat, center cover, just to get it all in line with the website I was going for. And yeah, things like that. Then we come down into the live sports, which is where a bunch of this position thing I was talking about is used all over the CSS, and a couple of flex box. As you can see, a flex right here. The footer is just unordered lists and list items, which had different links in them, and I styled the links specifically. Use this to target it. Set the container link thing with and the styles for the list. And yeah, down here I used the modal I was talking about. It was a JavaScript thing, but I use a tutorial from Traversy Media because I kind of don't have that much experience with JavaScript. So yeah, we'll get into the website here in a second. Okay, so this is what the website looks like. Heading Hulu, this is the login page and the login button, sorry, the navigation and the login button. I was talking about the button light and the CSS. I use a different button right here it's a call to action. These are the different logos and images set to the side. I use the position and I got a button and a link right down here. And this is the different grading I was talking about earlier. A big heading tag, set these different images with the use of CSS grid, and then the content within with the position aspect. Coming down, just more headings and a link channel. Looks complicated, but it wasn't really that crazy. This image wasn't also always this color, so we use a color gradient to go from dark green to light green as you go to the right of the screen. The image set with grid and separated just right here. And you can see the margins and the padding in the box model. Right down here, you got the different unordered lists used for more legal parts of the website. So, and right down here, you got the social media icons. But yeah, that's my website.